Well, Brian, thank you very much for speaking to us. First of all, I want to start off right at the beginning and find out a bit about how you originally got into snooker. I know your dad's a coach and a former national champion in France, and I think you started at quite a young age, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I had my first BR table at 3 years old. So I started very, very young. And snooker, I started at 6 years old, yeah.
Yeah, how much of an influence was your dad on playing? Because yeah, as I say, he's a coach, isn't he? And a very good player himself.
Yes, my dad gave me all the basics of the sport, the technical stuff, which are important to know by someone. If you learn by yourself, it's a bit tougher. But so I was very happy to have all those basics from my dad. And after that, I just continued to learn the game by myself. So my dad taught me a lot, and I'm very thankful for this. I'm very happy that I've been put it into snooker with my dad. Yeah.
And what was it about snooker which gripped you originally? What was it about the sport that really sort of captured your imagination and made you decide you wanted to take it further and really take up the sport?
Well, I should say all those things like the noise of the balls, the atmosphere when you see players on TV, the crowd, and especially the aspect of the mental aspect of snooker is very interesting because you just must never give up like in any sport, but mentally you every time have to stay calm and stay strong mentally, which is not in every sport. So yeah.
And just to then bring things forward, I want to sort of now have a bit of a look at last season's Q School. You did really well in that and got one match away from professional status in that final round. What was your experience like in that event?
Well, this tournament was very important for me. I was very emotional during all the events because it was my first my first real chance to go in the last round, and it was very important that at this moment I do a result with the financial aspect and everything which was happening in the world. It was important that I was doing something well. I would have loved to turn pro, but hopefully this year it will come.
Yeah, what was that final round like? There's a lot riding on it, isn't it? You were quite close with it. It was against Farrakh Ajaib, wasn't it? It was 4-2. It didn't quite go your way, but it was, there's a lot riding on that game, isn't there?
Yeah. He played very well in the last round, so all credits to him. And hopefully I learned a lot from this. So I think as playing with professionals helped me a lot to just take experience and keep improving and to play like a professional.
And yeah, I know, as you say, we've got a lot coming up over the next couple of months with the World Championship, which we'll come to in a minute, and then Q School after that, if you don't qualify for the World Championship and get a place through that. But is that the immediate ambition now, is to try and go just that one step further and get your professional status?
Yeah, it's very important that I'm turning pro this year. Well, if it's not this year, it will be another year, but this chance that we have to turn pro by the Crucible, I really take it seriously, and I'm working very hard in this way. And I think my game is in a good shape at the moment, so why not going to the Crucible and turning pro in this way, which could be amazing for me and for friends, for everybody who is supporting me.
Yeah, you've got Rory McLeod in the first round of World Championship qualifying. A very tough opponent, but I'm sure it'll be a match you'll look forward to. Yes. How much of a dream would it be to get to the Crucible? I'm sure you've watched it growing up over the years.
Well, yeah, I'm actually in Sheffield, and every day I'm taking a walk or something. I pass the Crucible, and I just watch it like the place I want to be, So I'm just, it should be just amazing to be there, and hopefully one day with a crowd too would be amazing. So yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck at qualifying. Just looking back at the last season, unfortunately, obviously, you didn't get your professional status, but the good thing was that you were very high on the top-up list and got into pretty much everything. So, you've had some brilliant games over this season. The one that stuck out for me was at the start of the season. You had a really good match with Ronnie O'Sullivan at the UK, or sorry, the English Open.
Yes.
What was that like, playing against the world champion and giving him a really good game?
It was a dream coming true, to be honest, because I come a bit from nowhere. My country is not very developed with snooker, which I hope will be. But yeah, when I saw my draw against Ronnie, I was very happy because it was the right moment to play him. And making my first professional century against Ronnie was amazing. It was a dream coming true. Even if I didn't win the match, I was very happy to play Ronnie. Yeah.
And yeah, you mentioned that obviously you'll hope to grow the game in France a bit. It's still a sort of a work in progress on that front. But we've seen so many players now coming through from different countries in Europe, whether it be Alexander Ersenbacher in Switzerland, Luca Brissell, who's been playing in Belgium for a long time. So is that a kind of a big ambition for you to be a bit of a trailblazer in France and try and bring the game on there?
Yeah, my main goal is just to win the more matches I can during all my career, to just make promotion for my country. And I think my style is interesting for the development of the game in France. So it's one of my goals, but at the end of the day, it's a personal career. So it's deep in my mind since I'm young that I want to develop this game for my country. But first of all, I have to play balls after balls and to see what will happen.
And as you say, you're in Sheffield at the moment, preparing for the World Championship qualifying, playing out of Ding's Academy. What's the preparations been like there? It's a great place to ply your trade, isn't it? How are you getting on, and how do you feel your game is going into it?
Yeah, they are the best player, one of the best player of the world in this academy. So it's such a nice experience for me. I'm learning a lot against the best, and I'm very happy with my game at the moment. How I play in practice, playing in tournament is not the same, of course, but yeah, I'm learning so much playing against players like Nopon or Luning, which are in the middle of the rankings, and very good players, Li Hang, and yeah, I really enjoy it.
Well, Brian, thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us, and all the best at the qualifiers.
Thank you, mate.